Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is perhaps making an ultimatum or having a rather difficult conversation, making it clear that if things are going to be uneven or if it's going to seem like only one person is putting forth the effort for this connection, then it's the end of the road. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection. This could be about, how you interact with a sibling or a parent. This could be about a friendship. But obviously, for many of you, this is going to be about a romantic connection where you put more effort in than they do, and that's not working for you anymore. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of moonshine time or like a ton of it. Sorry, guys. Happy Saturday. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. Just because I have had a few questions in terms of comments, I'll just say in general, the range is like $40 to $80, and sometimes I do specials. So, Rainbow Warrior, how are you doing today? Let's dive in with, we're going to go with the cats rule the earth. What else do we have? It happens. And I'm glad to hear that, Rainbow Warrior. What else do we have? Queen of Swords and the King of Wands in the reverse. Sounds about right to me. So this is why I say we don't, or why most people say we don't pay close attention to gender in tarot. This is energy I'm reading, not physicality. This is the same energy. We have somebody who's fed up. I have given you chance after chance, and you keep talking to your ex, or you keep telling my secrets to mom, whatever it is. I have boundaries, or, we've talked about these rules and you don't seem to think that they're important. So I'm upset. I'm wondering whether or not I should actually continue to deal with you, right? Hi, Holy Yoga. How's it going? Four of Swords and the reverse. And the Two of Swords. So if this problem between us has gone unaddressed, if you're not interested in following up an apology, if there was one, with changed behavior, then we're just going to continue to find ourselves at this same spot over and over again. And unless you want to be in a connection where it's just a bunch of frustrating cycles, most people are going to get to that point where they're fed up and they say, okay, either you change this or we're not friends anymore, or you're not going to be my roommate anymore. Whatever it is, enough is enough. Eight of Wands in the reverse and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. If you don't take action, if you don't actually do something, words are not enough, right? We've got somebody who feels at liberty to make a change. I've given you enough time. We've talked about this multiple times. I've been patient. But if it's still the same situation and you know that it's not something that I'm cool with, then we can't be friends anymore. Then we can't date anymore, right? Two of Cups. There is still affection here. Even if this is just a friendship or a family connection, obviously then it's more platonic, right? But there is it's like, I care about you. I want to be there for you. I want to be in your life. But when I am, there's this repeat of frustrations, drama, instability. Temperance in the reverse is not peaceful, right? So I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to, have a rough day or have to argue because this behavior isn't changing. I either need to change something myself or you find a way to make that change happen. Page of Wands in the reverse and the Star. Hmm. For some of you, we've got a person who decides they're going to make a change, but they don't say anything. They just kind of like nod their head and they do it. But it's like, I don't want to make a promise and then break it. For others of you, this is somebody who feels like you never really communicated to them what would make the situation better. But that's kind of a cop out, in my opinion. It's a general reading, so take it how it resonates. You know your story. But you're looking for somebody who genuinely wants to improve the situation. And if they're not about that, then you're okay with walking away. I'm hearing Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? King of Pentacles. And the Five of Cups. If this person doesn't change their ways, they are going to regret it. And I think you both know that. This is somebody who wants to be close to you, who wants to be in your life, whether it's romantic or not. They know that this change would be worth it because they value you. However, they've been hoping you wouldn't really put them on the spot like this, right? Like, oh, come on, you can deal with it a little bit longer, right? Why do I have to grow up already? I'm only 42. Well, see, most people start the whole growing up thing like a couple decades earlier than that, you know? What's up, Cornhole? I hope you're having a good day. Well, I wish you protection in that regard then. We've got the character oracle. Friend, keeper of trust, companion, support, sharing joy. This is that Two of Cups energy. It's not always like soulmate romantic love, right? Sometimes it's just, hey, you know what? Life is easier because I feel like you understand me. But it doesn't always mean that the friendship or the connection is perfect, right? This could also indicate we've got somebody where your love started off as a friendship and built on that, you were able to pursue something more romantic. But there was something about this person's act of service or acts of service, a willingness to give of themselves to others that really made you fall for them. But it feels to me like you're frustrated because there's something they're willing to do. Like they go out of their way for others or for animals or for their kids or whatever it is, but they don't extend that to you. They're not willing to necessarily give to you. We have the Knight, keeper of honor, armor, battle, and loyalty, and fireman, bravest, heroism, sacrifice, rescue, and extinguish. So because we have somebody, I feel like this is who I'm reading for, who is very honest. This would be our Queen of Swords, King of Wands in the reverse. They're upset because whatever they've said has not been taken seriously. This is the Knight energy who's basically swooping in saying, hey, look, there's a problem here. And if you want, we can fight this fire. We can like address this together. But if you're just going to let things keep getting worse, then I'm going to like get out of the burning house, right? I'm going to leave. And it's the King of Pentacles that is getting this ultimatum or being told things have to change. The thing I'm getting, aside from there maybe being a little bit of materialism, is we might have somebody who is slow to change. This is the signs of the times. Hi, Carrie. How you doing today? Anchor, stability, and succulence, resilience, numbers 16 and 38. This is somebody who's willing to be a bit lonely or, lose out on this connection if there's no hope of regaining this stability. If things are always going to be a little bit crazy, if I can't really trust you, If you're not willing to be honest with me, whatever this is that you need them to work on, if they're not willing to work on it, you're saying, I'm okay with pulling back. I'm okay with risking not having you in my life because I don't want to deal with the arguments. I'm willing to go through a change, or the connection goes through a change. It's up to you, right? That's what they're saying. Like, you figure it out. I'm not going to like make you do anything, but I also don't have to like stick around for a lack of respect. Ooh, did you see that? It almost dropped. This is a little selenite. But I call it, you guys. This is Santa Muerte. What else do we have? Hi, Frederick. How's it going? Hello, Upper Echelon. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you. And Carrie.